Hi, welcome back. This is tutorial number 4. In this tutorial we're going to show you the money transactions, and if you have a look at the menu on the left hand side and click money transactions, you can see we have a record income and expenses, which is our cash book. We have a payments journal and a receipts journal that you can view transactions from all of your bank accounts, and we can also import bank statement information. So we'll deal with import bank statement information shortly in another tutorial, but let's go to our cash book, record income and expenses. First thing you need to do is choose the bank account that you wish to work on. So we'll select the general account, although the drop down box gives you the other accounts. So we can click on OK. Now at present we have no payments and we have no receipts, so we'll click on the new payment receipt button and we'll enter our first transaction. We'll say it's a payment, but if you drop the drop down box you can choose a receipt. So it's a payment, and we can put in the date, which we'll say was the 17th of the 7th 2016, and the reference number that has come from our default information in your firm's details, and we can enter an amount, say $500. And we'll say that we purchase stuff from Bunnings. Okay, so you can add notes. So you could say things like materials and tools if you want it, or any information you want. It's just for your purpose. Now there are two parts to a payment. There is the transaction part and the ledger allocation. So the first thing we need to do is to save the transaction part. And as soon as we've done that, then the ledger allocations will appear. And we can add an allocation row. Now, you can add many rows in this section. And let's take an example. With this $500 we paid to Bunnings, we'll select our first item, which we'll say was purchase of materials, and instead of the $500 that's been defaulted, we'll say it was $300, and it's changed the amount of GST and the net amount. And if we're satisfied that that's correct, then we click on the save button or insert this row, and we come up with the next line, which shows there's $200 left. So in this case we'll say it was a repair and maintenance for the remainder, and it's got the 200 and the reduced or the amount of GST, and if you're happy with that, then you can click on that button there. So we do that. Now we know now that there's no balance left, so we can save the entire record. So we save the entire record, and there is our payment on our cash book. So if we want to do a receipt, it's exactly the same thing, except this time we can select receipt and put in a date, and the reference number again has come from our firm's information and has been incremented, and we'll say in this case there was $1,000 received from a Jim Smith. And again, you can put in whatever information you wish in that box for your information. Again, we save the transaction part, and now we have to add the allocations. Now again, we'll split it again. So we'll say that sales of materials amounted to $500, and again it has changed the GST figure. So we'll save that line, and so we've still got 500 left, so we will select sales general, and again that's added that. Now let's talk about these icons that you see just here. The first one, the trash can, is just that. You can delete that row if you've made a mistake. If you wish to edit that row, then you click on the pencil. Remember, the pencil icon always represents edit. So you can edit that transaction to whatever it should be, and when you're satisfied that it's complete and correct, you can then click on that sort of refresh icon, and that saves it again for you. Now on this line, again, you remember that that is the save icon, but if you wish to delete that line and cancel it, then you click on the X button. But in this case, of course, we want to save it. So there we are, we've got zero balance outstanding of our 1,000, so we'll save the whole record, and so you can see we have our receipt recorded as well. Now you see this little icon here, the little square with a plus button in, that's the journal entry button. So if you click on there, you can actually see how that particular transaction was made up. So in this case, you can see how much went to purchases of materials and repairs, how much to GST, and how much to the bank account. So just click off it again if you don't. It's there for information, really. Now with the payments and receipts journal, exactly the same process. It records all of the payments in the various bank accounts, and also the receipts shows exactly the same there. The quick search is always a very handy feature if you want to check for items that may have occurred throughout the year. You can put in a partial word and search, and it will bring up all the transactions that have that particular phrase inside it. Well, that concludes this tutorial number 4. Thank you.